Hello everyone, welcome back to What After Dentistry. Now if you remember, last week we had posted the video on is dentistry still a good career in India or not, and we had completed the part 1 of that video wherein we told you about the 5 important traits that are required to be a successful dentist. In today's video, we will be talking about the part 2 of that series, is dentistry a good career in India or not? And today I will be briefing you on 5 reasons why you shouldn't pick dentistry as a career. So let's get started. Now before I walk you through the 5 reasons, as I always say, if you're coming on our channel for the very first time or you haven't subscribed to our channel, then please subscribe. Hit that red button which is there and also hit the bell icon. If you will not hit the bell icon, you will not be notified about the next videos that we post. So please subscribe. It's absolutely free. Now talking about the reasons, the very first reason why you shouldn't pick dentistry as a career is number 1, job. If you think that BDS will provide you a high paying salary or a high paying job, that is not the case. BDS will not provide you any job guarantee because any of the dental colleges in India, they do not give you campus placements as it is done for the other professional courses. Like if you go for an engineering course, you're generally placed through campus, right? But here when you do a dental course, then you are not given any kind of campus placements. So no job scenario, there's no jobs security that you will get a job. Secondly, it's very important that you understand as a student, and also this is for the parents as well, that BDS or any medical or field or a dental field is not a job oriented course. If you go back some 20-30 years back, what was the trend? A person who wants to pursue a medical degree or a dental degree, once the course is finished, they would generally go into a private practice. The concept of job with a medical or a dental degree wasn't there if you go a few years back. This trend has changed because of the demand of hospitals, and the healthcare industry is growing so much. But if you see the dentist to population ratio, according to WHO, it should be 1 dentist per 7,500 population, right? But here in India we have 1:5,000. So 1 dentist for 5,000 population. So see the gap that is already there. With so much of the dental colleges that have opened up in the recent years, and with so many dentists passing on every year, this has become, the job market has actually got a little saturated as of now. We really don't know what is going to happen 5 years or 10 years down the line, because it will take at least 5 years for you to complete your course, but we really don't know how the scenario is going to change. And with this COVID pandemic, again, we know that this is going to take a little time. So if you are someone who is seeking a good paying job from a BDS course, please do not get into dentistry, because it will not guarantee you any job. By the time you are out from the college of 5 years, you will be comparing yourself with your schoolmates and or classmates, and what you'll find is a difference. They would have started earning and they would be earning okay kind of an amount, but you would just start your career and it will be difficult for you to find a job, because as of now the job market is quite saturated. But if you intend to open up your private practice, and that also in some interior part of a city and not in the main city, or interior location, or maybe towards the rural side of India, then there is high chances the scope of dentistry is really good in the rural side. In the urban side, semi-urban areas, we already have a lot of dentists. If you want to set up your private clinic, you will be able to set up, everything will be done, but you will have to have patience and you need to be very consistent. As I said in my previous video, You need to have patience. You will have to give at least 2 to 3 years to your private practice till you start earning the amount that you desire to, right? That's the case in a city, in an urban or a semi-urban area. But if you go more towards the interior or rural side, the scope of dentistry is still very good over there, because you have huge patient volume that you will be catering to. So think, analyze this aspect, whether you want a job or you want to set up your private practice. So that's point number 1. If you're seeking for a high paying job from BDS, do not go into dentistry. As of now, the job market is little bit on a saturated level. Second, very, very important, if you are someone who's coming from, a normal middle class family background, and if you haven't been able to crack NEET in a way that you get a government seat, and you are going for a private institution, please sit down with your parents and talk about the finances very transparently. It's very much required. This conversation between you and your parent is definitely something that you should definitely do if you are seeking BDS from a private institution. Now, in a private institution, on an average, the fees and everything, if you calculate your fees, your books, the instruments that you're going to buy for yourself, everything a collective amount would be somewhere between 15 to 20 lakhs for the entire 5-year course. Okay. Now 15 to 20 lakhs, my dear, it's not a small amount. It's a hefty amount of money. So coming from from a normal middle class family, spending around 15 to 20 lakhs rupees on education, and when you know that you will not be earning even half of that amount in the very first year, even not in second year, to be honest. So when you know that, you as a child and a responsible child, you should sit down with your parent, talk about the finances. How are they going to manage it? Are you going to take loan? Are you or do you have that much amount that you will be able to sustain this 15 to 20 lakhs? And mind tell you, if you are going for private practice as soon as you complete your BDS, or if you go for any kind of hands-on course, you need amount for that as well, right? For setting up a private practice, you need at least minimum of 7 to 8 lakhs. At least that's the minimum. And 5 years down the line, we really don't know. The prices might increase of the equipments and the rent wherever you are planning to set up your clinic. So you need to make sure that you manage everything, you talk about the finances, and then only take the right decision. Because once you complete your BDS, keep this in mind, that you will not get a job which will offer you even half of the amount that you would have spent in the 5 years of your life, right? So talk about the finances properly with your parents, and if you can't manage it, it is better that you go for various other healthcare courses. With PCB, you can do so much right now, not just MBBS or BDS or BHMS, BOMS, not just medical or dental, but there are so many avenues with PCB as your main subjects. So think over it, talk to your parents about the finances. If you can easily manage it for the course and after the course, then definitely you can go for dentistry. If you can't, then please do not go for dentistry. The third, and again it revolves around the job and how to make money and all. If you are thinking that BDS will give you quick money within 6 months or 1 year, that is not going to happen. It will take time. You will have to master a skill. Unless and until you go in top 10 government colleges or top 10 private colleges, unless and until government we can keep it aside, because anyways in the government colleges the patient influx is very high. But if you don't go in top 10 private colleges, right, then it will be very difficult, because only good institutions promises you that they give you those kind of skills that are actually required once you're out from the college, that you can set up your private practice. So make sure that any private institution that you're going to, you need to know that how much is the patient influx, what kind of treatments do the interns do, because by the time you are in third year, fourth year, your clinicals anyways will start. So basic clinical skills you will start gaining once you are in third year. But by the time you are in internship, you should be doing treatments like RCT. You should be doing extraction cases like a second molar and without mobility if needs to be extracted, right? So these kind of treatments, which are little on I will not say an advanced, but an intermediate level and a little bit on the advanced level, because of the internship in good colleges they also allow you to do impaction, okay, impacted cases, extraction of the impacted tooth. So they also allow you to do those kind of treatments. So if your college is promising all these kind of treatments, then please go for that institution, because this will help you to set up your private practice. And as soon as you set up your private practice, over the years, like 3 years down the line, you will definitely start earning. There is no doubt about that. But you will have to get at least 2 to 3 years to start earning the amount that you have desired for yourself. So it is not a quick money scheme that BDS promises. You will have to refine your skills, you will have to go for hands-on courses and understand the latest advancements that are happening in dentistry, get equipped with the latest technology, the latest courses that are being provided, and then you can start practicing in the private institution, in your private practice. So make sure any college that you are joining, especially the private ones, you need to ask about the patient influx, you need to ask about the kind of treatments that the interns do in that college, and this you can only ask from the alumni of that particular college, right? So make sure that you talk to the alumni and get all these details, because this will help you to master the skills, to refine your skills and set up your own private practice as soon as you pass out from BTS. Fourth point, you want to settle in a city. As I said earlier, if you are residing in a city, especially, I'm not talking about metro cities, because we already know as of now metro cities already have so many patients, so many dentists. But even in metro cities, even the remotest areas, the outskirts of the city, so if you're planning to set up your practice in the outskirts or a little bit in the interior side of a city, or the interior or the rural India, then there are high chances, or there's a high scope of dentistry in these areas. But if you want to settle down in the main city, unless and until you have your family is a family of dentists, it will be very difficult for you to set up your private practice. So if you're someone who doesn't have a support in terms of having doctors in the family, it will be very difficult for you to settle down in the city. So it is always recommended to start off with a little bit on the interior side towards rural India, because there you will have a lot of patients, right? The patient volume will be huge. And then of course, once you have gained a good amount of experience and you know which part of city is where you can settle down, there is where then you can take the decision, but not at the initial stage of your career. That is not going to work. So if you're someone from the city and want to settle down in the city, especially tier 1, tier 2, as of now, please try to settle down a little bit on the interior side towards the rural India and not in the main city. Okay. Fifth and the most important thing, you are not ready to spend 8 years of your life in just learning. 5 years will go in your education and 3 years will go into learning what's happening on the field. I will have to repeat this, and I said this in my previous video also, that what you see in the college, what you do in the college, your college years, and once you're out from the college, the real world is totally different. So you need to make sure that the initial 3 years, once you complete your BDS, you will be required to adapt to the new technology, to the various specializing fields in dentistry that's coming up. So for example, implantology, laser dentistry, you have aesthetic dentistry, you have restorative dentistry, So either you go for MDS or you do hands-on courses which are available. So you will have to master all the latest inventions and innovations, the technology, the advancements that are happening in the dental field, and then of course imply all the all the learnings that you are gaining from the hands-on courses from the industry experts into your private practice. That's the only way that you can grow. So if you're not ready for the initial 8 years of your life spending in studying 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, and then of course the next 2 to 3 years at least you need to give to master the dental skills that are required to have a good and an established private practice. So if you're not one of those, then please do not go for dentistry. So that's it for today, and I hope that I was able to give you the tips that are required, that will be required for you to at least gauge for yourself that whether dentistry is the right career for you or not. It is very, very important, and please, the message of this video is not to discourage anyone. I will say this, or I have never said this, that dentistry is not a good field. In fact, it is one of the most rapidly advancing field that is happening in the entire medical fields that we have. Make sure that you are at par with the latest advancements that are happening in that field 5 years down the line. So I'm talking about not here. You will be passing out in 2025, 2026. So by that time, dentistry would have evolved much more than what it is right now. So at that moment, whatever the new skills or the market demands are, you will have to acquire that to make sure that you have one of the best practices. So the crux of part 1 and part 2 is that dentistry is still a good career option. It's just that it demands time, it demands patience, it demands consistency, and it demands that you remain on your toes and get adapted to what new is happening, and learn that, master that, and then imply that in your practice. Definitely you will come out as one of the best dentists in India, right? So by this I will be ending this video. I hope that I was able to give you the tips that you wanted or you were looking for. I'm going to come up with the third part of this video, wherein I will talk about the tips where if you have decided to go with dentistry as your career, how can you excel in that. I will see you in the next video, and before that, please subscribe. It's free. Like and share this in your network, because this might help out somebody who wants to pursue dentistry as a career option. So I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye and good luck.